All right, let us get into the driver's seat. So let's do some recording. So this new general discussions recording is going to focus on the the infamous Lee Boyd Malvo, and yeah, the Washington sniper. No, I debated whether or not I was going to put this in my main YouTube page or not, but I said I was going to do it for State of Jamaica and the Caribbean because it's a salient point that I'm just gonna. This is going to something that's going to that's going to be for our brethren and sisters in Jamaica, outside Jamaica, but this is also going to be for our fellow brothers and sisters in diaspora. But I just wanted this to be something for my family back in Jamrock, because it's something that's going to pertain to you as well. All right, now as you know, Lee Boyd Malvo, fellow Jamaican, who as a teenager unfortunately got involved in a very sinister set of activities as he was as he was a little trigger man for his so-called father figure, John Allen Muhammad, in 2002, 20 years ago, where he killed where Muhammad, who was a former military veteran, had Malvo's custody because apparently Malvo's mom and people are still ambassador to his very post-mortem, because I think I heard that she passed away at some point. He was left in his custody. Malvo was left in his custody. I think he was 15 at the time, and then from there on he was indoctrinated with Muhammad's very twisted psychology, and it would lead to some mass killings within Washington. I think it's debatable whether or not he was doing it as a smokescreen to get back his ex-wife for losing custody of their children, or there's some other motives. Yeah, there have been various motives. The main thing about the ex-wife is the main is the main is has been the main motive that a lot of people have. Made people made people are sticking with. I mean, you can believe what you want. Alright. No, no, alright. So regardless of that though, Malvo was again after Imam were caught. Muhammad was executed in 2009. Malvo's been serving life consecutive life sentences, from what I understand. And recently, I think I did a recording where he said that he was eligible for parole due to the fact that he was a minor at the time, and there was evidence pointing to the fact that he was being pretty much had a Stockholm syndrome thing. And I said, I think in the other recording, I said, yeah, be that as it may, yeah, that's not going to be happening. And the obvious reason was because Melvo has a complexion for the protection. And lo and behold, it didn't really need to be Joan of Arc to see that. Yeah, they're basically saying we don't give a damn about no Stockholm syndrome or whatever. You're basically, yeah, you're going to be remain in a cage until they put you until they cart you out in a coffin when he passed away from old age, or it is their hope that he probably dies behind bars through some other means. But yeah, we didn't really put you in the chair, or we didn't really put you. We haven't put you. Yeah, we didn't give you death row, but yeah, we said that you never being free is not is never is free is more than punishment enough. All right, so it is what it is now. My no reason I'm doing this recording though is just it's not going to be about Malvo himself. Anyone who thinks that hey, I'm here to stick up for Lee Boyd Malvo, that I'm here to try and plead the case and say that he needs to be free. That's not the point of my what I'm. It's good general discussions. The point is that, and this is something that all of that family we know this already, but is this is a case study of what study of the very obvious truism. Yeah, there's a certain set of laws that work for a certain set of people within society, and there are a certain set of laws that don't work for certain set of people who look like Malvo and us in society. Because let's just be honest and fair. We know that if Malvo had like say look like say someone like a Kyle Rittenhouse, and I'm gonna get to them very soon, or like a Dylan Roof, or any of these other mass killers who in the dominant society. Would you have had a better chance of parole? That's a bit rhetorical question, by the way. Yeah, I'm not going to say what the answer is because you should know the answer by now. That within itself is the rhetorical question. That in itself is what the point of recording is, because this is just a case study of who has a complexion for the protection and why, and that's the primary reason why they denied this parole. Because it's very what they're basically saying is why is in Malvo's case is that yeah, we understand the fact that yeah, you may have been following the wrong influence as a kid, but yeah, as far as we're concerned, that don't mean a damn thing to us. As far as we're concerned, you knew what right from wrong, and you are about to be, and you as a result of that, yeah, you're going to be in a cage until again they cart you out in a coffin when you pass with old age. And again, I say that they're hoping that he probably dies even sooner. Yeah, they say like, yo, we're not really doing that thing that we're going to show you leniency. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I mean that type of leniency works for white mass killers. Cause and yeah, I know that people are going to say, yeah, why exactly should we feel sorry for Malvo? I mean, like, yeah, we're not buying the fact that yeah, he and Muhammad was the one, the brains, man, or brains behind this. I mean, and in fact, they don't care. And yeah, and it's also bear in mind the fact that yeah, I'm not. I know that the victims and survivors of Muhammad and Malvo would have a legitimate right to say, yeah, we are glad that this guy is not getting up. I mean, I understand that in a sense. Although I'm sure that the victims and family members of Cal Rittenhouse's victims, they also feel a way about that. But yet authorities oppose that. Be said, yeah, well, get over it to me. Yeah, Cal Rittenhouse is going to be free, just like they didn't really care about the rights of feelings of Trayvon Martin's family when his killer George Zimmerman got free. I could go on and on about a lot of these white mass killers primarily who have got either slaps on the wrists or have gotten to walk out of court back in society as a free as a bird. Let's not even bring in Casey Anthony, who killed her own child, and how that woman has not is still going about today in society. And yeah, you're not really seeing anybody going up in arms saying how the so-called justice system is not working. Mean that when it comes to people who look like Melvo or whatever, then they'll be ballyhooing and saying that yeah, the justice system is broken. Don't you see? This is what the point of what they're trying to say with Malvo is, and so on. But let me just read what they're saying, because you have to read what they're saying. So, Virginia has denied parole to the convicted sniper Lee Boyd Malvo, ruling still arrested to the community. 2 decades he and his partner terrorized the Washington D.C. region with a series of random shootings. You notice that they're saying partner, basically saying that yeah, they were equal collaborators. I mean, yeah, that thing about him, Muhammad brainwashing him and indoctrinating him, we're not going to even acknowledge that to me. Yeah, we don't care about that. So Malvo was 17 when he and John Al Muhammad did their murder spree, wounded 3 others over a 3-week span last 20 years ago in October. Multiple other victims were shot to kill across the country in the months prior as they were wading their way to the nation's capital region from Washington state. Malvo was convicted of capital murder in Virginia was sentenced to life in parole. But a series of Supreme Court rulings and changed Virginia law gave Malvo the opportunity to seek parole after serving nearly 20 years in custody, and the courts and the people at parole board say, yeah, we don't give a damn about those changes. Yeah, this Negro is staying in a cage. Which again you have to read in the line in the sense that the Virginia Parole Board rejected his request in August 30, finding that Malvo remains a risk to the community, should serve more sentences before being released on parole. Nah, they're not gonna. He ain't ever getting parole. They can skip that part. All right, and quote, and just read it. Release at this time would diminish seriousness of your crime. Serious need to circumcise their offenses, the parole board wrote. All right. And they go on to mention that Muhammad, the brains behind this, was executed. Now, Malvo, 37, again, was sent to life for parole for 3 Virginia killings. But as they said, after the Supreme Court ruled in 2012 that mandatory life sentences for juveniles are unconstitutional, what they meant to say for white juveniles, yeah, that's for black ones, yeah, we're not extending that same courtesy. 2 federal courts found Malvo entitled to new sentence hearings, which fell on deaf ears, of course. The Virginia legislature also passed a law in 2020 that gave junior offenders opportunity to see parole after serving 20 years. Again, that's for white juvenile offenders, of course. Alright. Okay, and yeah, they go on to the state about that theory why they went on that murder spree involving Muhammad's ex-wife. All right, so here's a very important part at the end that I want to get into. It said, even if Malvo had been granted parole in Virginia, he also received a life sentence in Maryland for crimes. So basically saying that, yeah, even if we had said, okay, yeah, you've served enough time, yeah, we're just gonna just we feel you've learned your lesson and that maybe you can go ahead and say it. People may have said, no. Yeah, you may have been showed lenience to him. We ain't doing that. So that they say that no matter what, Malvo is going to be a jailbird until he assumes room's temperature of old age. Well, presumably. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So basically saying that Malvo, we're not extending that same courtesy that we give to certain offenders in the dominant society. Because again, that can bring up Carrot and host. But sorry. Thing to bear in mind, as I said though, is that when they talk about leniency, that's primarily for white offenders. Black offenders, yeah, we don't really get that courtesy, and that is what they're basically showing. Because let's say, for example, that Malvo had been paroled and the Maryland thing had had not even been in the discussion. That yeah, we said okay, Malvo is free to go. That yeah, he serves his death to society. So so all is forgiven, and we're just gonna just hope for the best that he'll be a changed person going to effect. Now, you can imagine that if that had happened, that the media controversy that would have come out, they would have said that how the parole board has gone soft and how dare they let this monster, because in their eyes Malvo is pretty much up there with Timothy McVeigh, and even Timothy McVeigh was as demonized as the Washington Snappers, because Timothy McVeigh was a monster who would have hired death cone. They did their bullshit where they made Timothy McVeigh a semi-sympathetic figure, that they're basically saying that yeah, even though they executed him rightfully so, they had a bit more balanced courage of McVeigh and even some of the other mass killers. Muhammad and Malvo, not really so much. Muhammad and Malvo were seen like almost like the almost equivalent of Charles Manson and the Manson family, and they kept skipping over part that hey, Malvo was indoctrinated and brainwashed most likely. They said, yeah, we don't give a damn. I mean, we're not going to that narrative that Malvo, whatever it is, that, yeah, we don't care. I mean, as far as we're concerned, yeah, this little Negro deserves to be in a cage until the rest of his day, for the rest of his days. Right? But, and that's the narrative we're going to run to. Oh, you did, you say that you were brainwashed and indoctrinated? Yeah, well, hopefully they'll find a way to unbrainwash and indoctrinate you when you're sentenced to life or parole. Yeah, get in that cage. End of discussion. But I said the optics of Malvo getting parole, if that would have happened, you would have seen so many news stations, you would have seen so many figures, you would have seen so many people going on the parole board and saying, "Oh, this justice system is broken. This justice system has gone soft." Yeah, I mean, they didn't do it with Cal Rittenhouse, of course. Because it's also the thing that with Cal Rittenhouse that even though he was clearly not brainwashed, he clearly had a violent record. And yeah, I'm going to be fair and say Malvo was not a paragon of virtue, but the narrative is not is very different. Like Rittenhouse, the fact that he had a violent streak prior to even those killings, the fact that his mom drove him there, and I'm pretty sure that his mom bought that weapon for him. His mom has not been criminally charged. And Cal Rittenhouse is gone about his business. He even had dirtbag celebrities like Kevin Sorbo and Rick Schroeder showing support for this little devil. But contrast with Malvo, like how many black celebrities were actually supporting Malvo or even Muhammad? Because the fact that Muhammad was connected to Farrakhan and Nation Islam, and first Farrakhan and Nation Islam said, "Yeah, we're not, yeah, no comment on this one. We know what the optics are going to be, so we're just going to pretend that Muhammad and his teen accomplice slash kidnap victim exists. Yeah, we're just going to just be mum on that though, because if I can know that they would have weaponized that to demonize the Nation of Islam. And to be fair, even a lot of these other black celebrities, and they were or figures, none of them say anything because yeah, all of them even know what the optics would have been like. Cause and to be fair, none of them would co-sign what Muhammad Malvo did. Yeah, they all said, yeah, we're not doing it. And let's be more fair. Jamaican community did not get behind Malvo. Well, and let's just be fair. Jamaican community, for most part, does not claim Malvo. Even at this moment, with regards to this case, most Jamaicans may said, yeah, let Malvo rot in the jail cell for the rest of his life. Yeah, we're not business response for that notion that Malvo was brainwashed or indoctrinated by that is psycho so-called father figure. I mean, we may be a society that loves criminals, extortionists, dons, and other forms of degenerates. But I mean, supporting like a teenage mass shooter, yeah, that's a bridge too far. And let's be fair. In fact, that yeah, they can't really do anything to romanticize or big up Malvo in that regard, because they know that trying to even show sympathy to Malvo on a general level, collective level, yeah, that's going to put them in trouble with Uncle Sam right there, because he did those murders right in Uncle Sam's backyard. And yeah, most Jamaicans don't really want to do anything that's going to mess up their visas or even their public image even more than it already is. Yeah, because yeah, you're not going to see, again, the Jamaican community, you're not going to see a bunch of Jamaican people like rate crowdfund for Malvo and say, yeah, we think he should be paroled. We think that he's learned his lesson. He should get a chance to be reintegrated back to society. Jamaicans, for the most part, are saying, leave him right where he is. Yeah, we don't claim him. Yeah, the optics are too funny stuff for us to even try and do it. And again, this is why I'm doing this for Jamaicans, because this is just showing us that in that kind of system, there are certain laws for certain types of people. Don't matter what nationality you are, because Malvo could have been from the planet Jupiter, still been a black person, and yeah, he's still going to be get the book thrown at him. In all regards, yeah, he's not. Yeah, in that system, nationality does not matter. This age does not matter. Malvo being a minor did not matter. Malvo being brainwashed, indoctrinated by Muhammad did not matter, because they're not. And again, it's gonna bring me to another very important point. None of that mattered to him. They just said, hey, this Negro is going to stay behind bars. If we even think about paroling him, yeah, we know that that's going to, we don't want that to be another O.J. Simpson. We don't want, I mean, we already have to suffer through the fact that O.J. Simpson and Bill Cosby are walking free, despite how many times we tried to make sure that they stayed in a jail cell. Yeah, we're not really going to be we're not really going to be adding more black figures who are controversial that are going to be allowed to beat our system. Yeah, we're not really going to make that habit forming. I mean, we don't like the fact that yeah, we have too many these two particular individuals free. We're not going to have someone like Malvo free. Like, yeah, we don't care what age was. Malvo could have been 12 and pulled the trigger. Yeah, he's going to be remaining behind bars. End of conversation. No. Other point I was going to bring up is this. No, had Malvo been white, I'm going to say, I'm not just going to talk about what chance he would have at the parole hearing. Had Malvo been white, Muhammad remained black. The notion that he was brainwashed and indoctrinated, Malvo would not be serving 20 years. From the moment that would those evidence showing that hey, that Malvo was left in the company of Muhammad and then turned this into this figure from a Jason Bourne novel. Yeah, Malvo would likely be free, and I'll tell you why. Malvo would not have even been served at the time because they would have said this was that Muhammad was a mastermind. Malvo was his force accomplice. Malvo was a victim, and that Malvo was indoctrinated and brainwashed into doing pulling the trigger. And as a result, that Malvo would not likely have been serving time. That Malvo likely have been would likely have been a free person in the early 2000s. In fact, I doubt that even he would have, once they got caught and evidence showed that Malvo would have been probably been treated as a victim, that Malvo was a victim of unfortunate circumstances, and that Muhammad was the big bad monster. He was an orchestrator. He was this black deviant that corrupted this innocent white youth, and that white youth should not be behind bars. It wouldn't take even this recent changes in this constitution start to go that way, because that would have been narrative from the get go that Malvo would have been an innocent kid that was held against his will by this black man, and he would be free to this very day. And bear in mind that Malvo, recognizing that his white status, that Malvo would have just flipped to Muhammad within an instant. And then afterwards, Malvo would be treated as a victim going forward. Like, you would be seeing some specials on Malvo as a free man in the early 2000s, and how he was victimized and forced to do all of that. And then he would probably get a lifetime movie, some book deals, and he would, yeah, even if the families feel a way about the fact that Malvo would be free, yeah, they say, yeah, but he is as much a victim as the people that they shot. I mean, you have to be considerate of the fact that Muhammad was the main villain. Malvo wasn't. If he was a white person, let's just keep to buck that would have, he likely would not even have to be worried about being paroled. No, he would have been let go from all of even back in those back 20 years back, to be honest. And this is what I want the lesson that I want everyone to take away from this is that if you, yeah, whatever you want to think about Malvo, Muhammad, whatever, I'm not here to say that these two that we should paint these two as angels, especially not Muhammad post mortem. And I'm not really condoning the fact that innocent people were killed. All right, but I'm just looking at facts right here. Like, I'm looking at facts from a logical point of view, and I'm also looking at the fact that yeah, there is a law and a set of rules for certain types of individuals of a certain skin color, and the opposite for people who look like Malvo or the rest of us. And this is something I want my family in Jamaica to try and remember that, though. If you think your nationality is going to see you as any different from other black people in America, well, this case is showing you, no, we don't care what country you come from. We see your skin color. If you break the law, do some serious stuff like that, yeah, the justice system is going to work against you. But if you, like, say, look like a Cal Rittenhouse or some of these other mass killers who are white or near white, like Zimmerman's case, there's a different type of outcome, that's a narrative that's going to be painted. And yeah, again, this is pretty much, I've done enough coins about Malvo on my main YouTube page, but this is something I want to just for the family back here in Jamaica And it's for all the family overseas as well, but this is for Jamaicans. I just want to show you that there's a very different narrative how it played out right here. With regards to how Malvo and Muhammad are shown, because neither of them are romanticized or painted as victims in no way whatsoever. And in contrast to some other these white mass killers who again get a more the Hallmark card treatment. So that's all I have to say. So this is for State of Jamaica and the Caribbean. Check out my other YouTube pages, Miles Glisten Farron, Miles Productions with Thoughts and Miles. Alright.